Episode 60.
Episode 60. Wow.
Very nice.
Very nice, yeah.
So listen, hang in with us tonight because we got a couple of good, interesting things. First of all, the ICED Grammy Awards.
Yeah.
Everybody in the Grammys. Not an award show anymore. It's a political show.
Yeah, it is.
Secondly, we got new evidence on Renee Good and Alex Petty. Mostly Renee Good. Some classifications from the cops of what this was. And we'll explain a little bit about what they called it and the definition of it.
Then we have a partial government shutdown over the ICE issues.
Yeah, which I got a Schumer clip I'm going to show you guys of what he's demanding. Now, some of that I think is getting taken out of the bill right now so we can get it through so that we don't have to shut down the government. And I think by now there is no partial shutdown as of tonight.
Right. Well, I just saw the headline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then we got more Epstein files. God forbid. I think
go.
I'm in there. You're in there. I'm in there.
Yeah, everybody's
in there. My neighbor down the street,
Yeah.
he happened to be in there.
They're all in there. Of course, the first name that comes up, Trump.
Trump's
Trump's
They
in
are
there.
dying to get something on Trump.
There's nothing there.
Was there a picture of him with a little girl?
Oh, my God. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. They're really proving their point here.
Wow.
A little girl. He's walking with a little girl. It was Ivanka. Just kid. Unbelievable. Anyway, hey, I want to roll a new intro for you. Check this out. See if you like it. So, so the Grammys were just not, and somebody made a comment on our last video because I mentioned Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl.
Right.
And I said, is it really going to be that great? I don't know the guy that well, but, he doesn't sing.
Supposedly, a lot of people are not going to watch the halftime show.
Supposedly. And there's a
They're
couple
gonna
of
turn it
alternatives to go to.
And there's supposedly another channel that's going to
Yeah.
show Kid Rock
Yeah.
with some other
That
performers.
and the Charlie Kirk's organization is going to do something too on halftime.
Yeah.
So I guess people have alternatives to look at in the meantime. But this guy's popular, especially in Mexico. He's not going to sing in English. There's some. Anyway, I was going to
And
say
he's going to wear a dress, supposedly.
I don't know. He has in the past.
His real name is Benito Antonio Martiz Ocasio.
And he shortened it to Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
You know how he got that name? He was wearing a bunny outfit at Christmas, like you have.
I do have that.
And his mother called him a bad bunny. That's
Oh.
how the name stuck.
That's
So the Grammy Awards, not quite what they used to be. I mean, now I was going to say in the last episode we mentioned Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl, and somebody wrote, "Two old guys. It's probably not going to be that bad." And she's right. We're looking for Aerosmith to get up there,
Right.
with their canes and their wheelchair, and sing like Ozzy sitting in a chair.
right. But, music, I don't know.
It changed.
Oh, it's changed so much. Today it's all AI and synthesizer and all this stuff.
Yep.
You still got the Rolling Stones touring.
Yeah.
I know they're decrepit
I
and
know.
old and everything. There's still a lot of acts that are still performing that's been around.
Yeah.
Eagles and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yep.
That
Chicago,
music is
Earth,
still
Wind
going to
and
go
Fire.
on.
Yeah.
Do you think Bad Bunny's going to be listened to in about 10, 15
No,
years?
They don't last 3-4 years.
I really think the music industry, along with Hollywood a little bit, is really going down the tubes. I really do.
Well-
I don't think it's there like it used to be. Even in the 90s, it was
I
great.
remember looking forward. Yes, we're old, but I remember looking forward to the Grammys. And
Oh
hearing the
yeah,
good songs.
the Oscars, the Grammys, anything. I look forward. Now I don't. I could care less.
I know. Well,
I could care less.
especially when this happens. I'm going to run a clip of Bad Bunny, Billie Eilish, Shambuzi. That's a good one. And Olivia Dean. Here's their comments. Right, and they got an award. They all got an award.
Something. Yeah.
They all got something, which is good, but they turn it into listen to this. Ice and they're all wearing ice out
Ice out.
badges, little badge pins. And one guy had a whistle on the other side,
Oh.
to represent.
Right.
And he says that they're working and they're doing a great job. And, well, anyway, listen to this. We're going to stay on with it, but.
I'm going to say, eyes out. We're not.
Now, by the way, they
savage,
clapped for like
we're
28
not
minutes, and I
animals,
cut it
we're
all
not
out.
Is that right?
Aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans. Sometimes
If they were Americans, they
get-
wouldn't get iced out.
contaminados. I don't know how to say that in English. The hate get more powerful with more hate. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
No one's illegal in stolen
I
land.
feel really
You gonna give back our house?
This is
hopeful
Billie
in this
Eilish.
room, and I
Yeah.
feel like we just
And
need
yeah,
to
she's
keep
got- her
fighting
house
and
is sitting
speaking
on
up
a-
and protesting, and
Yeah.
our
Indian-
voices really do matter, and the people matter. And
So we're gonna
I say sorry.
ask her for. Can we have
Immigrants built
give
this
up your
country, literally.
mansion?
Actually, so this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it.
Right.
Thank you for bringing
agree.
your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions.
But come
here.
in legally.
Yeah.
You give America color. I love y'all so much. Thank you.
I guess I want to say I'm up here as a granddaughter of an immigrant.
Congratulations.
I wouldn't be here.
A legal immigrant.
That's Olivia Dean.
Yeah. Of course, her parents.
They have to come in legally,
Yeah,
not
I'm
just
a product
streaming
of
over the
bravery,
border.
and I think those people deserve to be celebrated.
So that's the little clips. They got their advantage because they got their award, and they, I got the mic now, look out. And a lot of them said F ICE. F ICE, F ICE, F ICE. It goes back to what we talk about. We've been talking about this.
But they didn't say that when Obama was in.
No,
When
I know.
when Obama was exporting all these people and using ICE to do it, and he even came out. He even gave Tom Homan an award. I mean, the hypocrisy is unreal.
Yeah.
All this is to ruin Trump, to make Trump look bad.
Right.
That's all this bullshit is.
Don't you think the crime rate being the lowest since 1900 is killing him?
1900.
It's killing him.
It's killing him. Yeah.
Because he's doing a job. He's doing something.
This Alex Preddy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, they're happy about this because they're showing this on regular news, mainstream media news and all that.
Right.
But if the poor guy was black, oh my God,
It'd be all over.
Oh, it'd be all over.
Yeah. So.
Whoopi Goldberg, shut up.
Yeah, Whoopi's another one.
Oh, they're murderers.
They're murderers. I
My
know.
God, come on.
Now, I know I'm not going to the dark side, but I got to tell you, Luke, I am your father. But there was an independent autopsy done on this Renee Good.
I know
And-
she got shot from the window of the car.
Yeah, and so I'm questioning.
Why are they antagonizing them?
Well, they are.
Same with Alex Preddy. Why go show up with a gun? I don't get it.
I know. And look, we both agree, and we all agree out there, I'm sure, that if you stayed home with your kids, this wouldn't happen.
That's right. Or just stand on the sidelines with a sign and
And
just
pray.
stand there.
And that's what they want the local police to do, is keep these protesters on the sidewalk, don't block vehicles. Now they got citizens with skids, the wood skids you put boxes on. They're blocking the roads, and they're checking IDs of people driving through to see if they're ICE. You kidding me?
And I blame Walsh. I blame
Yeah,
this
I
guy
know.
Fry. They're supposed to use the police to keep the protesters back, and they're not doing it. They said they're not going to supply police to try to protect the ICE
Yeah.
law enforcement.
So
To
it's,
me, that's sort of like an insurrection, if you ask me. I mean, you got the federal government doing a procedure trying to arrest these people, and these people are getting in the way, and the governor and the mayor is not doing anything to keep these people back. They're telling the police, don't help the ICE people. Don't do it.
well, that's the thing. They're specifically saying that.
They
And
should be impeached.
if they just hand these guys over when they're coming out of prison after they serve their term and they're illegal, if they just hand them over like they did with Obama, you won't see this. And no matter what, we talked about it last week. They're getting paid. There was
Oh, yeah.
video of buses pulling in,
Right.
letting people off. They're bussing them in from different cities. They have no idea what's going on. They're just there to make trouble.
And
That's
this,
bottom line.
and what you're saying, getting paid, this Neville Roy
Yeah,
Singham,
I know.
it's all being tied back to him.
Watch last week's episode.
What is a 501? What is that? They said it's the money's getting funneled through a 501 accounts.
I don't know.
Something to do
Maybe.
with charities and things like that.
Oh, well, maybe that's what a charity account is. Yeah. But this Renee Good autopsy does show that after the car was past her, he was still shooting. Now, I know in the moment you're you're just pulling the trigger or whatever, but she got hit. They're saying 4 times. A graze. She got hit in the left forearm, the right chest, without piercing any major organs, by the way. And then the fatal shot was hit in the temple and came out through the side window. Shot. Now,
These 2 people would be alive if the governor and the mayor did their job, telling the police, their local police, to hold the protesters back. These people would still be alive.
I don't doubt that. But this Preddy guy, we found out 2 weeks prior he was kicking out lights on the cop car. Come on. I can't do that. I could kick out a light. I'd still be in prison.
Yeah.
So this autopsy is going to kind of lean towards, did the cop overreact? It's hard in that situation. What's he going to do? But they called it a homicide. Now, here's something interesting. I think I got it right here. I'm not going to look for it like 7 minutes, like I did last time. So, a homicide. The definition of homicide is that one human being killed another human being.
Correct.
So it wasn't a tiger that killed. You know what I mean?
Right. I know.
All right. It's more of a neutral. This is why they did this too. It's more of a neutral legal term that encompasses both lawful and unlawful acts. Murder or manslaughter, they're unlawful actions. When they say homicide, it's kind of an open to what kind of homicide it is, or how they're going to charge them, or if they're going to charge them at all. So I just looked up that definition because homicide doesn't necessarily mean he's guilty. It means one person killed another person.
Right.
So we're going to see what happens, and this whole world is spinning out of control.
Yeah, it is.
That was from medical. Now, the official report still hasn't been, people got a hold of it, of course, but the official report has not been out. But that's what they found so far. She had 4 wounds, including a graze wound. Now, don't know if that came from the same gun or the graze came from a different guy. I don't know. But it's, these guys, I don't, and again, I'm not trying to go against them either, but maybe they do need some more training. Maybe they, I saw a video of cops, this car, literally, they had 3 or 4 cop cars surrounding it, and she was burning rubber, going forward, going backwards, crashing, boom, back and forth, back and forth. They broke her side window and tased her and tased her and tased her, used non-lethal. And these cops were professional. I mean, this lady was crashing into the cop cars, worse than Renee Good. So maybe some training is needed here.
Yeah.
Which brings me to this Schumer thing, that he wanted to shut down the government because he's demanding certain things about ICE. Now, let me play the video, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. This is Chuck Schumer, who absolutely will not support any bill if this stuff is not in there. Now, so they took a lot of stuff out to get the bill through, so we could open the government. All right, but here's Schumer.
After talking with my caucus, Senate Democrats are united on a set of common sense and necessary policy goals that we need to rein in ICE and end the violence. Our caucus is unified over 3 main legislative objectives. First, we want to end roving patrols. We need to tighten the rules governing the use of warrants and require ICE's coordination with state and local law enforcement. Second,
I agree with that.
We want to enforce accountability. There needs to be a uniform code of conduct and accountability. Federal agents should be held to the same use of force policies that apply to state and local law enforcement and be held accountable when they violate these rules, including we need independent investigations to help enforce accountability. Third, we want masks off, body cameras on. Federal
agree
agents
with the
must
body
be
cams.
prohibited
The
from
mask
wearing
ban.
masks.
No.
They must be required to use body cameras,
Why?
and they
'Cause
also
they get doxxed all the
always
time.
have to carry proper identification.
They got to carry proper identification, and he wants the masks off. So when these protesters see them and they take a picture of them, today you could do anything and find out where these people live,
Right.
what they do, and they can harass their families,
Yeah.
or them,
That's why
or
they're wearing a mask.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think the mask should be on.
Well,
Proper identification and body cams. Yeah,
whoa, wait.
absolutely.
But they need proper identification. No question in my mind. Cops, same way. But if you vote,
Yeah, right.
you don't need proper
I
identification.
knew you were going to say that.
Why do you think they're trying to keep them in here?
That's right.
They're votes. Every one of these that we take out of the system is a vote. And don't tell me it's not that. That's what it was from the very beginning. And that's why Biden let them flood in
Yep.
so that the Dems can hold power. Bottom line.
Yep.
I don't care what anybody else says. It's the truth.
Yep.
So don't show ID. They got to show. I wonder if ICE goes into vote if they have to show ID. Do they have to show it then?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. So that's what we're up against with this stuff today, and we'll keep you posted. Hey, I hope you're still with us too. I appreciate it. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, please, and hit that little bell. We have almost 7,000 subscribers, and when you hit that bell, you get notified right away of our videos. So,
Yep.
please do that. What else I got here? Oh, we did that.
Did we do the partial government shutdown?
Well, we mentioned that, and
Well, I mean,
go ahead.
The Democrats they don't want ICE. They don't want to fund ICE. Okay.
That's right.
But the thing is already funded till 2028 or
Is
2027.
that their budget goes out?
Yeah,
that long?
it already goes. So even if they win and we don't fund ICE, ICE is still going to be there for the next 2 years. I mean,
Well, there you go.
yeah.
So we're gonna do.
And then let's say a Democrat gets in 2028.
Mm-hmm.
Gavin Newsom.
Whoever.
He gets in.
Whoever.
Right? Then he's going to want ICE back. Oh, I want ICE. We got to have ICE here.
Yeah, just like every other president had it. They all had it.
Yeah.
Just that they don't want it to work for Trumpy.
Yeah.
That's all.
All this is to get rid of Trump, is to make Trump look terrible. The same thing with the Epstein thing. I mean, it's ridiculous. It really is.
Oh, well, yeah, and Epstein, right? What happened? Good. We'll go right into that subject, too. They just had 3 million additional documents.
Right.
3 million documents. I don't know who's reading all this. I can't even get through a magazine. I read all 3 million documents, and let me tell you this. Trump did nothing wrong.
On page 752,762,
Yeah.
It says this.
Yes. That's good. That's good. They probably have the pages 0.2, 0.1 for other paragraphs, too. So, this references quite a few people. And the Clintons decided that they're going to testify about the Epstein files.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I mean,
But they want to be in
because they were in
closed doors.
contempt anyway.
Supposedly they want to be in closed doors, I heard.
Okay, well, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll find out anyway, eventually, We'll show up there and make sure we know what's going on. Right? Clinton, we know Clinton was in them. We know there's all kinds of names. But look.
This guy, he was a rich guy.
Right.
That had access to a lot of girls, a lot of beautiful girls, and he tapped all these middle-aged to older men that didn't have access to a lot of girls, and now they do if he flies to the islands and they can have fun. I don't know.
Well, and all these names like Bill Gates, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's saying they did anything inappropriate.
Right.
Right? There is evidence of some people.
Yeah.
But not Trump.
Well,
not,
when you see Clinton in a bathtub in a dress.
Well, I mean, how real is that? You can't trust anything with AI today. I'm telling you, I had this discussion with my son-in-law the other day. This AI stuff is out of control.
It is out of control.
It's out of control. I mean, I was watching this video that took me a while to realize it was fake. But I like to watch pet stuff, fun dog things, and usually most of them are real. But
This is not the one where the dog types in a realtor and brings up a house for them.
no, that's good. Yeah, no. This one, and you know it's fake because who's filming it anyway, right? So this one was a lady taking her Siberian Husky and she's about to throw it off the patio. I don't want him anymore. She's screaming, ready to throw this dog off her balcony. And there's a guy below in the car sees it. Oh, and he saves the dog and brings him to the. It's all fake.
Yeah.
It's all fake. And this is why YouTube is cracking down on all AI videos.
Right.
There's no interaction, and it's all fake.
Well-
Trump in jail, and they show him behind bars. You know.
I'm a little skeptical. I mean, I do a lot of nature and landscape photography.
Yeah, well,
and
look
stuff
what's
like that.
happening in your
And I
industry.
sit there and I see some of these. I go on these websites where these photographers, new photographers, and people I never even heard of, and they're showing pictures, and I could tell. I know that they're fake. I could tell that they're fake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not a picture that they really took. They might have taken it and then enhanced it like crazy with a lake. I'll put a lake over here.
Yeah.
I'll put
Oh,
a
yeah.
moose over here and a cloud and all that.
And a picture is can be designed a lot more real than a video.
Yeah.
Video is still pretty hard. But it goes back to the AI energy that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. But it's out of control. And if I had any advice for YouTube, and Gemini, I know you're listening, they should watermark anything that's AI. You know how you have that
Yes.
little half.
Yeah, the C with a round C.
Yeah, like copyright.
Copyright.
Right. So they should have AI in a circle or something. Everyone should be stamped. So you know, because some of them are getting so realistic that you don't know what's real anymore.
Yeah.
You know, there was a movie out, and my son told me about, and I don't know the name of it, so it doesn't matter anyway. But they lived in squalor. Broken. It didn't matter what their house looked like. It didn't matter where they were living. Everything was virtual. They had these goggles on, and they were living in a whole different world on a computer. It didn't matter about anything else. Their house could be broken down. Nobody knew where they were. They could be a guy. They could be a girl. They could be a dog. They can do anything they want, and live in this virtual world. And around them is nothing. It's just destruction.
Yeah.
You know. So there was all these names with Epstein, and you know, I'm not saying anybody did anything inappropriate, but you're right, Bill. Think about it this way. And here's an interesting thought for all our audience out there. Once you guys make Bill and I rich from just watching our videos and trying to enjoy them, I really, really appreciate that. What do you think? Don't you think all our friends are going to start coming over? Right away. Let's go to Bill and Joe's house. He's got chicks walking around. So, you know, who knows?
Remember the movie Night Shift with Michael
I
Keaton?
love that movie.
Oh my God, he's driving the car. The glass is all darked out.
Yeah.
He's looking at the cops. We got nude girls in this car.
You can't see. Yeah, and Henry Winkler, right? Night Shift.
Henry Winkler. Yeah,
That was so good.
It was.
So good. He puts that up on a board.
Prostitute.
Prostitute.
PRO.
No, PROS. Pros.
Pros.
Pros. TIT.
TIT.
Oh,
Well,
let's forget that. Shun. One of the funniest lines, I think, is when he first met him, and he comes into Henry Winkler's office, and the picture of his wife is there.
Who's this?
Who's
My
this?
wife. Oh, nice frame.
Nice frame. That was excellent. What a great movie. It's old, people.
Oh yeah, it's
Because
old.
we're old, but it's old. It's an old movie that never dies.
And you know it has that.
Shelley
that
Long
font.
is in it.
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah,
Shelley Long.
from
She
Cheers.
looks good. She's walking around in her
Yeah,
underwear and everything.
yeah.
She looked good that show.
That was a great
movie.
movie. So funny.
Yeah.
They're in a morgue. They're working a morgue in the night shift, and they decide to run a prostitution ring out of there. So that was pretty funny. So, the Kennedy. Oh, sorry, I'll correct.
Yeah, correct. The
Correct it.
Trump Kennedy Center.
The Kennedy Trump Center.
Oh, is that what I know?
I think he left the name in the front. I don't know if he did or not.
I know Trump. He put his name first.
No, even though alphabetically it's last.
I can't wait till he buys a mountain so he can put his own head up there.
Yeah, all by
Not
himself.
Next to the other, what do you call it?
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
He's going to have his own mountain. He'll
Yeah.
probably buy it.
He'll buy it. It's stolen land.
It's still, yeah.
You can't buy stolen land. So he's closing the Kennedy Center or the Kennedy
For
Trump
2 years for renovations.
Center. Yeah, and he said they're renovating now, but because there's so many shows going on, they got to stop. They got to pull all the equipment
Right.
out.
So
they
it's
go back in.
better. It is better that way, and it's probably going to look beautiful, and everybody hates him.
You know what I think?
What?
He's doing it because nobody wants to go there now anyway because of Trump.
Yeah, probably.
Some people canceled their shows, so he's making it look like, well, we'll just renovate it and close it for 2 years.
Right.
How convenient. He'll be almost out of office by the time it opens. And the big, beautiful ballroom, I guess, is still under construction. There's construction
It'll be
everywhere.
The finest facility in the world.
Of course it is. Now, we got to give him credit for that. Even if people think he sucks as a president.
Yeah, and
he's a
plus
good builder.
Oh, no, he's an unbelievable builder. I mean, he built half of Manhattan. But, yeah.
You imagine.
And then he's doing the ballroom.
Yeah, still working on that. When is that going to be ready?
Oh, I don't know. I would think.
Probably when he's out of
Probably
office.
another year and a half, maybe.
He's got to have a big celebration once it opens.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be there.
We should go.
Why not? We pay for the plate. If we put all our money together and drain all of our 401ks, we'll get one plate.
My sister-in-law, she keeps getting these things on
$100,000.
her phone, but I'm invited to Trump's place.
Yeah.
I'm invited to Trump's place.
I know. That's funny. Yeah, well, but what is happening in D.C. that maybe sometime we will go is a new IndyCar race.
Yeah, did you see him sign the bill? You see Penske
Signed the
standing
bill.
behind him?
Roger Penske behind him. Mario Andretti, you'd be happy about this. IndyCar is coming to D.C., so they're adding another race. And I'm not sure. I guess it's this year, maybe in the latter part of the season.
August it's going to happen.
August. Oh, it's
23rd.
happening on my anniversary, by the way.
That's right, your anniversary.
Maybe I'll take her there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're taking me out. You're taking me to like a really nice dinner.
No, the pits
in a
in the-
fancy
in the-
hotel. No, we're in the pits.
Pits in IndyCar.
Smelling that fuel, baby, and tire rubber. We're going to see an IndyCar race on my 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
25th?
25th? No.
Yeah, on my 25th or 30th. One of those.
What are you talking about? You're older. You're married more than I am.
I'm married 38 years.
I've been married 33 years. You're 30.
8.
Not 38. No.
38 is August, 87. Figure it out. All right, it doesn't matter. While he's figuring that out,
It'll take an hour.
it'll take him an hour. What's 87 to 2026 this year? I think it's 38 this year.
38?
Long story short, on my 30th anniversary, we're going into Brooklyn. And we were headed towards the city. And I made it a surprise.
9 years. 39.
39. Okay, 39, yeah.
Wait, what am I?
You're 36.
2026 minus 1992. 34.
Yeah, see, you're way off. You're writing a card there. Oh, happy 30th. So we're driving towards New York, right? And I made it a surprise. And the first thing, she starts yelling at me in the car. We better not be going to a Yankee game. Anniversary. We better not be going to a Yankee game.
Did you go to the Yankee game?
No, we went
Went to
to
that restaurant underneath the Williamsburg
under the
Bridge.
underneath the Brooklyn Bridge.
It's underneath the Williamsburg Bridge.
It is not Williamsburg. No, it sits right there, and the Brooklyn Bridge is right over your head. I'm telling you, it's called the.
You don't even know what it's called.
Not anymore. Forgot. Oh, River Cafe.
Oh.
Try it out. River Cafe in Brooklyn, New York. I'm telling you. The restaurant half floats on the water, so when the boats go by, the restaurant kind of rocks a little bit. They got a beautiful outside deck. I always said I wanted to have one of my daughters get married out there. The skyline, the New York skyline across the water. Gorgeous. Gorgeous restaurant. About $125 a head. It's a 3-course meal, and you got to pay for alcohol. And you got to wear a jacket. So make sure you're dressed for the occasion. But it's a great place if you ever want to go someplace romantic. And I picked it because there was a scene in The Sopranos, and the two of them are sitting there with the Brooklyn Bridge out the window.
Yeah, that I remember.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And then my wife goes, I want to go there one day. I go, yeah, right. Anyway, I took her, so that's it.
I guess it's Pima County Sheriff's Department. This is for Savannah Guthrie's mom. This is a horrible story.
Oh, yeah. I heard about
Confirmed on Tuesday, it's aware of reports of a possible ransom note.
Oh, boy.
Now, they didn't have that in the morning, so this is new information. in relation to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, mother of NBC Today's co-host Savannah Guthrie. This is a horrible story. She's 84 years old, taken right from her house.
Wow.
And what a shame.
In the middle of the night.
That's what they're saying, yeah.
You know,
Well, she got home from going out to dinner the night before. This was the 31st she disappeared.
yeah, she didn't go to church.
She didn't go to the church in the morning. She got home at 9:30, like normal, at night, after dinner with her one daughter, not Savannah. And the next morning, she's supposed to get up to go to church. It's Sunday, the 1st.
Yeah.
And she didn't come to church.
And people
And
reported it.
They
yeah.
started saying, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, because she was there every week.
Yeah.
And she lives in a pretty private house, so there's not a lot of video going on. I mean, they have video at the house, but there's nothing on the streets. It's very dark.
Right.
So, and there was a forced entry.
Yes.
Now, with the money, you got Samantha Guthrie, whatever. But you would think she'd have high security, a security alarm going off, things
That's
like
what I don't
that.
understand. They said that there were cameras or something.
There are security cameras, yes. But what about an alarm that rings? Now,
But wait, wouldn't they be on the cameras? Do they have? They got.
well, yeah, but unless they're masked and who knows. But they have a vehicle. They couldn't be telling us not a lot either. We don't know. They don't always release it right away. But I was in the security industry for 40 years. And one of the things we did, especially for older people that don't hear very well, we would hook up modules so that lamps right by their bed would flash if they can't hear the siren. Or we have a pillow vibrator that literally would shake the whole bed if the alarm was going off and they couldn't hear it. So something to alert you. People say, I got a gun, okay? I remember hearing this when I sold security systems forever. I got a gun. I don't need security. Well, here's the deal. Guy breaks into your house. There's no sound. He does it quietly. Credit card. I've done it. I've gone into my kid's house with a credit card. It's not hard. Unless you got a deadbolt, and then it makes a little more noise. But the guy's in. He's standing over your bed with a bat, and you wake up. What are you going to do? How do you reach for the gun? Yeah. All a security system does, for everybody out there, is wake you up prior to the guy standing over your head with a bat. It just gives you early warning to grab your gun, right? And then you hear people, oh, I got a dog. Okay, is he bait trained? What does that mean? Is he bait trained? If I throw him a steak, is he going to go eat that and I could rob the house? Yeah. Probably, right? So prayers with Guthrie here, Savannah.
Well, this ransom thing comes from TMZ. TMZ received an unverified ransom note today demanding a substantial amount for the return of today's anchor, Savannah Guthrie's missing mother, Nancy.
That was TMZ.
We have since contacted law enforcement. That's what TMZ is saying.
All right. Well,
I don't know who's telling the truth, what they got, or whatever.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, they took her for a reason. Nobody just wants an 80-some-odd-year-old woman just to take her for a stroll in the park.
I remember about 5-6 years ago, Cal Ripken Jr., the baseball player and big Oriole fan.
Yeah.
His mother was abducted.
Oh, really?
And, yeah. And evidently the guy took her, kept her all day, maybe the next day, tied her up in the back seat of the car, and all of a sudden he changed his mind. He brought her right back to the house and dumped her off and took off. And I think they got the guy, but he actually felt guilty, or I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Chicken shit. That's what he was.
Right.
Go through with everything, whatever you start.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, hopefully she's going to be okay. And what, Samantha Guthrie is?
Savannah Guthrie.
Savannah. I'm sorry, Savannah.
She's been on NBC.
Yes.
The Today Show.
Today Show and all that. Yeah.
She's been there forever.
Yeah. Very good journalist.
Oh, yeah. She's very, very nice.
Hope your mom's okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we got.
Yep.
All right.
The movie Melania. Did you go see that?
No, not yet. But we are going to see that next week.
Yeah, we're going to do a little report on that.
We'll do a review. Yeah. Of course, there are some websites already saying it's a total flop.
Oh, here we go. Turning Point USA launches rival halftime show with star-studded lineup as NFL faces Super Bowl backlash.
Oh, yes. That's right. Now, I don't want to get back into the first subject, but I got to tell you something. Yes, it is. You're going to love this, guys. This is new. I'm glad you stuck it out to the end because this is really cool. So, people ask, about the Super Bowl, right? Who picks the Super Bowl? Who picks the acts for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's Jay-Z, isn't it?
Yeah, Jay-Z, and he owns a company called Rock Nation.
Okay.
Rock Nation Company. And Jay-Z, picks. Now, he's picked Bruno Mars. He's picked all these other great ones in the background. So, But guess who he's best friends with? Obama.
Oh.
So a lot of people are saying that this show is kind of a to Trump. Because it's...
Well, right after they announced who was being there, didn't Trump all of a sudden on Truth Social says, I'm not going to the game?
Well, he wasn't going to go. He went on his first term, and there wasn't a lot of presidents that went anyway, so I'm not going to hold him to that. But or the reasons why. I mean, he can go to the second quarter and leave in halftime. That's what he does anyway. But it's a woke... How do we want to say that word? We don't want to use that word, but woke show, and, they're saying it might be...
Well, I think I mentioned this last podcast. The first time, in his first term, he went to a Super Bowl.
Right.
And Vince Vaughn sat next to him.
Yeah, and then he got blacklisted.
Oh, he got... Not for a long time, but he did get black. He got all sorts of criticism and everything. Because Vince Vaughn is the one that walked over to him and sat down and started talking and conversing with him. And they showed him they were pointing to the players and doing this, that, and the other thing. So...
Look, even if Trump wasn't a president and he was sitting there, I go over to him and go, "You're fired."
Yeah.
All right, we got to go.
All righty.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Bill. Very good.
Have a good night. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Bye-bye.